City's nominal 4-3-3 sees Kevin De Bruyne line up on the right-hand side of the midfield three, but with Fernandinho sitting, fullbacks pushing high, and a mesmeric, shifting front alignment. Pep Guardiola's City more closely resemble a fluid 2-3-2-3, with more than a hint of Marcelo Bielsa. Both of the two central midfielders are expected to cover lots of ground and to get into positions that are wide as well as in the middle of the park. De Bruyne can often be found drifting into the wide channels to take a pass from his right fullback, Kyle Walker, who then receives the ball back and charges forwards, or takes a return on the overlap. This allows the fullbacks to play in the inverted style that Guardiola feels gives more dynamism and a numerical supremacy in the centre of the park, but it only works because De Bruyne's drifting towards the fullback creates the space to push into. It's also worth observing that when the fullbacks push high, especially when Walker does, that De Bruyne will sit back further, effectively covering the central space with Fernandinho and the other fullback. This allows City to create the 2 blocks of 5 effect, with 5 players, the remaining fullback, centre-backs and 2 midfielders forming a defensive unit, and 5 players pushing ahead of or in line with the ball. If City break quickly, as they can do from defence with the pace of their front players and the distribution of Ederson and John Stones in particular, then they aim to get 5 players forwards. De Bruyne is equally comfortable joining this attacking rush or sitting. While his running style might seem languid, he is a deceptively physical player. In these breaks, however, De Bruyne will often check his forward movement to provide the breaking players a more central passing option. With his vision and range of passing, he's the ideal person to then quarterback the rapid attacking options ahead of him. If City attack in a more measured way, De Bruyne tends to be slightly deeper than David Silva too. Silva is more naturally adept at interchanging and bursting onto return passes, while De Bruyne has increasingly become the controlling influence from slightly deeper, but with the mobility to get forwards as required. Of course, in the 16-17 season, De Bruyne created the second most chances in the Premier League, just behind Christian Eriksen. Of the top 5 teams for chances created, City were third, and De Bruyne's 21.2% of City's total chances was only just behind Eriksen's 22.1% for the proportion of chances created by one player. This season, De Bruyne and David Silva have created the most chances in the league so far of any players, but it's interesting to note that over half of De Bruyne's chances have come from set-piece situations. League-leading Silva has 6 assists to De Bruyne's 3, again indicating that the Belgian is increasingly the orchestrator from a slightly deeper role rather than towards the tip of the spear, which is where he played last season, where he recorded 18 assists, more than any other player in the Premier League. What's most interesting is that as far as Pep is concerned, De Bruyne is now a more complete midfielder, responsible for defensive, transitional and attacking phases. His dead ball delivery is hugely important, as is his ability to pick passes from deeper or release the quicker attacking players ahead of him with short passes. Indeed, his season-by-season output for Manchester City in the last 3 Premier League seasons has changed little, except for total passes per 90, which has gone up significantly, and his goal scoring, which has diminished. This shows an all-rounder rather than an out-and-out creator, someone who has adapted their game to become arguably Manchester City's most important player without losing their creative ability. There's a strong case that this season, Kevin De Bruyne isn't just City's key player, he's the best midfielder in the Premier League.